Have you ever had anything embarrassing happen to you during a triathlon? Well, I've seen it all, and here are the 5 most embarrassing incidents that could happen during a triathlon and how you can avoid them at all costs. I've completed dozens of triathlons over the years, and I've made some embarrassing mistakes during that time. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 most common and embarrassing incidents that can occur during a race and what you can do to avoid them. So if you want to stay out of trouble and finish your race without any hitches, then stay tuned. And if you've ever experienced any embarrassing triathlon incidents yourself, I'd love to hear about them in the comment section below. Right, let's start off with an easy one, and that's forgetting to remove your bike helmet. If you stand near the transition area of any triathlon for long enough, I guarantee you'll see someone make this mistake sooner or later. Imagine the scene. You've just conquered the bike section and you're just coming into transition, ready to drop off your bike and get your running shoes on and head out for the run. But in your haste, you've forgotten to take your bike helmet off. You're jogging like a hero towards the run exit, not realizing that your head looks like a giant mushroom. And normally at this point, a race marshal will shout at you to remove it. Then you'll lose time because you've got to jog back to your spot in transition and take your helmet off and put it with all your other stuff. And a good tip to avoid this kind of thing happening to you is to mentally rehearse your run transitions in the final minutes of the bike section. Now, this next one happened to a professional triathlete I once interviewed. He was halfway through the run section of an Ironman triathlon and he was actually in contention to win the whole thing. But frustratingly, Mother Nature was calling and he realised he needed to use a roadside portable toilet. So not wishing to lose too much time on the leaders, he decided to make his pit stop as quick as possible. So he ran like Usain Bolt, did his business and then sprinted out the door a few seconds later. Unfortunately, on his way out of the toilet, he tripped on the plastic lip of the door and he twisted his ankle really badly, and it was so bad that he could no longer run and he was forced to pull out of the entire event. And the moral of this story is that sometimes in a triathlon, less haste equals more speed. This next one makes me laugh whenever I think about it. I once went on a triathlon training camp where I met this guy called Mike, and he told me that for his first ever triathlon, he'd heard it was important to stay well fueled by eating plenty of carbohydrate. So he got his mum to make him a big bowl of pasta so that he could eat some after the swim and bike sections. He even took along a stool which he left in his spot in transition so that he had somewhere to sit while he was consuming his big bowl of pasta. He said it worked okay after the swim and he felt fine on the bike, but after the bike section he took several more spoonfuls which he proceeded to vomit up during the run. So the lesson here is to always practice your race day nutrition in training before you try it in a race. Otherwise it could end up backfiring, literally. Now this next one is a triathlon classic and you'll see it happen numerous times at any triathlon. It's where you finish the swim section, run towards the transition area, slip off your wetsuit, pop your bike helmet on and head out for the cycling section. But in your excitable rush, you've somehow managed to put your helmet on backwards. Everyone else can see what you've done, but you don't notice because your adrenaline is pumping and you're lost in the excitement of race day. What cracks me up is that the plastic bits at the back of their helmet are practically covering their eyes and they don't seem to notice. So if there's a lesson to take from all this, it's that you should practice your transitions before race day. I actually practice taking off my helmet on and off dozens of times in succession, just so I get used to fastening and undoing the buckle quickly, and also so I don't ever put it on backwards. Now this 5th and final mishap happened to me at my first ever open water triathlon. And it was back in the early days of triathlon when men wore brightly coloured Speedo style swim briefs and crop tops. It was an early season race, which meant that the lake was still cold from winter time. Nonetheless, I had a great swim and somehow managed to exit the water in first place. All the spectators were clapping and I felt like a superhero as I ran into transition and started slipping off my wetsuit. The problem was, as I rolled down my wetsuit, my Speedos got caught up in it and rolled down to my ankles along with my wetsuit. And that meant I was completely naked with my wetsuit and my Speedos caught around my ankles. I then spent several minutes trying to separate my trunks from my wetsuit while the spectators tried to look the other way and my competitors were cycling off into the distance by then. And the cold lake water didn't help because my hands were freezing cold and barely moving. And that wasn't the only body part that was affected by the low temperature either. So anyway, I got there in the end, and 25 years later I'm mostly over the embarrassment of everyone watching me. I don't know what the takeaway lesson is from that one, aside to say that it can easily be avoided by investing in a pair of good quality, tight-fitting trunks or a triathlon suit preferably. So in summary, to avoid these embarrassing triathlon moments, you should always practice everything in advance before you try it on race day. Now before you head off, don't forget to check out my 900 plus flexible training plans that all come with rapid coach support. Just head to the link in the video description below. With an average review score of 4.9 out of 5, it's like having your own triathlon coach but without the big expense. So thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.